Well, good morning and welcome to Budget Cars and Bikes and to the Blue Tech Map. We are here again with another dash cam. We recently did the N4 Pro S from Vantrue. I hope you've seen the reviews on that, or it's up and coming, one of the two. I'm not quite sure which one's going to come out first, but they did send us out two because, well, they're very generous, so we're not going to say no. This is their 360 version here. Now this, if you know anything about 360 filming, we've done it on the channel before on motorbike rides, that kind of stuff. You'll probably have seen it all over the internet, whereby it basically does a fisheye affair where it does a 360, as in the name there. So you don't necessarily need a rear view camera per se. This will do you inside the cab, it'll do the front of the car, it'll do through the back window, as it were, the sides. This is your kind of go-to. It looks like here as well they're going to give you a tripod if you wanted to do some kind of social media content perhaps, but this is primarily a dash cam. As you can see here, there is the main one and there is the rear view. Effectively there are two cameras inside the main unit there which will stitch together all the footage and make it look like seemingly like it's all one kind of take, as it were. But yeah, this is the E360 from Vantrue. As I said, we did the N4 Pro S. Now it's time to look at this bad boy. So let's get this box open. We'll see what we get inside and I'll talk you through some of the specs. I have to say, I really do love the way they package their stuff from Vantrue. The box is just incredibly premium. It makes you think, well, I've spent my money wisely in this situation. As with the N4 Pro S, we've got these little boxes here. That looks to be the tripod there, which you can use or not use for your social media content. I'm guessing we'll get through that. There are some cables. There are some more cables. We've got your basically QR codes there for the Apple Play Store and Google Play Store. We've got our stickers you can stick in your car if you want to. And there's a quick start guide just there with a cleaning cloth. Now it doesn't look like there's much else here, so what we'll do is I'll put that to one side for a second. We'll get the cameras out in a second as well, but first of all we'll have a look at the cables, see what we got there. So in the first box, as you can see there, we've got the power source there. That'll fit straight into your 12-volt socket, cigarette lighter if you prefer. There's the mount. That'll stick straight on to your windscreen via one of these here, which are the mounting plates. They seem to have sent two. Always nice to see that because you can mess up sometimes where you'll think you want to put it. You suddenly realise that's not the best place and then you're stuck because you've already used the 3M tape. You get two here, so that's kind of cool. Once again, we've got the cable kind of tie-ups here so you can just keep everything nice and neat and tidy. There is your data transfer cable. I'm assuming if you wanted to plug it into your laptop for updates, that kind of thing. And as I said, there's the mount there. That is pretty much what we've got. This is going to be simplicity itself, guys. From what I gather, you just literally stick the stick bit here, the 3M kind of mount pad there, behind your rear view mirror. You'll stick that on to the camera and then connect it all together, run the wire across the top of the roof liner, down the A-pillar, straight into your cigarette lighter. I don't believe there's a hard wire option for this, but if there is, I'll stick it in here or somewhere. But I think this is just basically a 12-volt kind of affair, which will record while you're driving once the car's switched on. Right, let's look in the other box. And in the second box we've got the rear view sensor here as well. I'm not sure whether I'm going to bother putting that on, guys, because as you'll see from the footage, hopefully, you can use the 360 to kind of give you the 360 look. So unless you need to see the number plate behind you, I mean, I kind of get that, but you know, for the ball length that it is to run the wire all the way from the front to the back of the camera, up the bloody headliner into the back of the camera, I'm not sure, because this could be the simplest solution to seeing out the back of the car and the front of the car and the interior of the car without having to run wires everywhere. We will find out, of course, because if you can't see clearly through the 360 camera at the back to see what's happened at the back, God forbid if somebody should bump into you, then we will obviously have to put this in. But we'll see. We'll do our best. What I'll do is I'll probably wire this in kind of briefly, as it were, show you the footage of the 360 camera, and then you can kind of make up your own mind whether you think you need to wire this in or whether you can just use the 360. Nice to have this, not sure you're going to need it. Right, let's have a look at this tripod affair then. So there is the tripod affair, guys. This seems to be a kind of a selfie stick affair here, which basically means you can, as I thought, use this as a social media kind of filming device, which is bloody awesome for somebody like me. Really nice quality as well. Reminds me very much of the DJI kind of stuff. Little Vantrue kind of logo on the front there. Hope you can see that. And obviously you would pop that on to there and you can raise it and lower it. I'll show you this in its highest position. That's the tripod all kind of set up. I don't think this is extendable extendable. I did try to find a way to do it. There's nothing in the instructions I could see. So effectively, if you wanted to do some self-filming, as it were, with your 360 camera, you don't have to use it just as a dash cam, because obviously, as we showed you just now, you can unclip it from its mount, which is permanently fixed to the windscreen. So if you wanted to use this for other purposes, filming yourself, vlogging, whatever you like really, you can either use this as a selfie stick or put it on the tripod, film yourself, do some kind of social media stuff. I really like that. That's a kind of nice little freebie as well, because they don't have to give you this. This is a dash cam, so they don't have to give you this. This is kind of cool. I think I'll be using this, definitely. Right, let's have a look at the star of the show. And there it is, guys. That is the star of the show. There is our 360 monitor there. Screen protectors on the front there. There should be one on the back. There we go. So basically, that'll be your two sensors that will stitch in all your footage together seamlessly, as they say. There should be some time-lapse affair going on here as well, which you can set up in settings. I will show you that once we get it all kind of fixed to the car. Beautiful kind of a black piano affair here as well, as you can see with the little screen protector there as well. This will be a touch screen affair here as well, so you effectively, I'm not entirely sure how that fits, as in which way it will show you, as in which way it will face you. I'm assuming it'll be this way towards you, because otherwise you're going to use the touchscreen, unless you just use the touchscreen to set it all up and then you just turn it around and that's the facing you camera and the other one's the other way around. We'll find out. We'll put it in the car and obviously it'll make a lot more sense. Is there a power button on this unit as he almost drops it? Let's have a little look. Yes, just there. There's the power lead just there, or the power button should I say. Round the other side, or rather at the top, that is the connection for the power source, your 12 volt power source from your cigarette lighter. That's the connector there that fits into the bracket we showed you just now. And there's the SD card slot there. You'll pop your SD card in there so you can record as much as you like. I'll stick in up here what the capacity is. I'm assuming it'll probably be a minimum of 128. I'd like to see a 256 gigabyte capacity, but we will see. As I said, I'll stick it in up here somewhere. Right, does this power on independently, or do you just need the 12 volt supply? I'm assuming you'll probably need the 12 volt supply. Yeah, nothing's happening here. That's it then. That's all we can show you inside the house. That is the E360 from Vantrue. That's the unboxing. We are going to take it out to the car now, get it all set up so you guys can see what it looks like in the car. Then we will take it out for a little drive. We'll show you all the footage, and then finally, after all of that, I'll bring you back in the house to this little blue tech mat, and I'll tell you whether we should get one, or whether you should get one, more to the point, or is the N4S Pro slightly better or better for you? Again, only you guys can make your minds up about that, but I'm kind of looking forward to this. This could be really bloody useful, especially for somebody who does any kind of social media stuff. You can just take it out, click it into your car if you're going for a longer drive, and then when you finish that, you can take it off, come inside, do some social media stuff. Might be able to work out a way to stick it onto your bike, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's get this fitted into the car, get it powered up, go through the settings, do some footage, front and rear, and interior, of course, being the 360, and we'll go from there. All right, let's get on to it. Okay guys, so here we are in the Nissan Qashqai. There's our original Pelsa unit just sitting up there. I kind of do like the way that's shaped, I have to say. Always been a bit of a fan of that. Anyway, we are back in looking at the Vantrue, the E360. As you can see there, I'm sorry about the wires. I basically haven't had time to run them up through the headliner down everywhere else. I just wanted to show you a quick kind of guide of how everything looks once you've got it in. I've got to say, I'm not a massive fan of the way that the wire sticks into the side here. You could turn that around, so obviously this wire here then points this way, and then that won't look quite so odd going up through here. And obviously then you've got your rear camera here, so both of these are going to have to go follow this line effectively up through your headlining, all across here, down the A-pillar, and then tucked away effectively. But apologies for the way it looks now. That is it in situ attached. It moves up and down and all around all the places that you would expect it to go. And you obviously just press your language for your preferred language, as it were. Effectively here you can change the way the format for the date goes. You can have year, month, day, you can have month, day, year, or you can have day, month, year, whichever you prefer. And obviously we've done the time zone. That's pretty much that explained, hopefully. Sorry if it blurs out a little bit, guys, it's my finger getting in the way. All right, so we are in. The only thing I had to do was format the SD card, because obviously they will supply you with an SD card, but I've just slipped any old generic one in, a 32 gig. It goes straight in, but it will ask you to format it first, which is fair enough. hope I didn't have anything on there I needed. But anyway, as you can see, that is the kind of touchscreen affair up there. You can see we are on 5.2K, 1400, 30 frames per second. You've got your microphone up there. You've got your recording down here, the date stamp, and the miles per hour, obviously. I do have the rear obviously plugged in as well, as you can see. Hopefully you can see up there, you can see me, you can see the rear, you can see the front. We're going to take it for a little drive, guys, and then obviously you'll get a better idea of the footage. We'll just time-lapse some of the footage for you and basically put some music overlay on the top of that. And then we'll go back into the kitchen, close out the video, and I will tell you my final thoughts. So that was it, guys. That was the in-car test of the E360 from Vantrue. What do we think of it? Well, there are some things, as always, with these type of devices I like, and there are some things I don't particularly. The setup was really simple. You just use the QR code that's supplied inside the box here. That takes you straight to the app, and you just use the app as you want to. You can use the touchscreen as we showed you in the car, or you can do all of that via the app as well if you want to. There are more settings within the app, so I suggest you kind of look through that. Could be a bit of fun. I love the fact it's got this kind of selfie stick, for want of a better word, this kind of tripod that you can do social media posts, that kind of stuff. You will need to have it plugged in though. I didn't realise that at the time. So it's not like you could go out into the fields or the park or whatever, attach it to your motorcycle and then do 360 videos, because it doesn't seem to have an internal battery. If I'm wrong, please correct me or I'll stick it in up here, but I couldn't seem to get it to turn on without a 12 volt power supply from the cigarette lighter, so I'm assuming there's no internal battery. It's a shame. If they'd have done that, you could have used this in so many other ways. That would have been nice. As I said, you could use this as a selfie stick. You could even do 360 videos on your motorcycle, which I've done in the past. Great fun. Shame they don't put the internal battery in. It may be an upgrade in the future perhaps, but setting it all up, sticking this to the windscreen, sticking this to the rear window, real piece of cake, guys. Just literally pull off the backing, stick it on, run the wires, and you're good to go. Don't particularly like the way it's so cumbersome on the windscreen. I think if I took the PLC out and then tried to find a better place for it, that would be better. The wires seem to be quite cumbersome. It's not going to be stealthy, let's put it that way. Everyone's going to know you've got a dash cam, which I guess is a good idea, but it's not like something like the PLC where you can just tuck it behind the rearview mirror and you just forget about it, basically. You're always going to know this is there. It's got a nice touch screen, LCD screen as it were, which will show you your mileage and obviously what's going on around you. That's kind of cool. So to summarize, we do like what you get in the box, as in the selfie stick. I would have liked an internal battery. It's super simple to set up, and I think you'd have to agree the footage is marvelous. So would I recommend it? Yes. It's not cheap. Bear in mind, it is not cheap, but in this world, you do get what you pay for, and this is absolute quality. So yes, if you're looking for a really, really good setup for your car and you want a 360 kind of affair going on with the chance to do some kind of social media stuff if you like, but as I said, you will need a power supply for that, then yes, the E360 is a great device. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much to Vantrue for sending this out. It's been a joy to review. I'm really thinking about actually running this properly in the car and keeping it as my long term. But we also do have the N4S Pro as well, which if I've already done it, I'll link it in up here. But it may also be coming to the channel pretty soon, which may be a better option for me. But I guess if you subscribe, you'll find out which one we prefer. Give this video a like, a share, and a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it, guys. It really helps these smaller channels to grow, and we need your input. So anyway, from Budget Cars and Bikes, that has been the Vantrue E360. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, pop it in the comments section. And as I said, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. We'll catch up in a couple of weeks. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.